Hello, today's topic is immigration law. Immigration law are laws and enforcement dealing with immigrants into the US and deportation of individuals from the US. Immigrants are any person lawfully in the United States who is not a US citizen, US national, or person admitted under non-immigrant category. Imagine this. You make a request to the US government for a residence permit, and actually you request one for your little kid. After waiting 21 years, you are on the top of the list, but you can take your son with you because he is not a little child anymore. Now he's an adult. So you have to start all over. Well, this is a real story that happened in 2014 to Norma Uy. Why this happened? What was the immigration law that led this to happen? Are there more laws that are absurd or looked down? Well, today with us discussing this topic, Samuel and Saciel.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you are watching this. My name is Samuel and I'm here with my partner.
I'm Saciel Alvarez, and today we're going to be talking about immigration laws, such as the ones that affect Norma Uy. To start off with, we're going to have the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, passed by Lyndon B. Johnson, which effectively eliminated national origin quotas in all countries around the world.
So what this means is that there is a limit for the immigrants that can come to this country, to the United States of America, per nationality. In 1965, this was changed and the limit was increased, resulting clearly in a growth of immigrants coming into this country. Now, to give some context, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of the immigration in the United States. Well, the highest percentage in all of the history of the United States was actually in 1890, where 14.8% of the whole population of the United States were immigrants. Now, what is different is that these immigrants were mostly from European countries. They all came because of, well, the problems like World War II, etc. And from the years 1860 to 1920, the percentage fluctuated between 13% and 15%. So, in respect to the whole population, the percentage hasn't changed that much, only from where the immigrants come from. Now, we're gonna see a second law with my partner, Cecilia.
We also have the Equal Nationality Act of 1934, which was passed by Congress in response to a large amount of women marrying immigrants from other countries. Basically, what this law does is that if you came here before the age of 18 from another country and then married an American citizen woman, then your application for citizenship would be made a lot quicker and easier to gain your citizenship eventually. And for a third and final law, we have the Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986, which was signed in by Ronald Reagan. What this law did was basically increase border restrictions. It made it a crime to hire immigrants
Immigrants that were illegal
immigrants. And then it created a path to residency for certain illegal workers and also allowed for temporary work visas for field workers. Any comment on this?
Yeah, actually, in that same decade, there was a reform act. It was called the Refugee Act of 1980, which it started with the U.S. creating refugee resettlements for any immigrants that came into the States. So, because of the changes in these immigrant policies in the United States, the immigrant population started growing exponentially. The whole population of the United States also grew exponentially. That's why the percentages didn't change that much. Actually, in the years of those policies, around 1975, we got that about 10 million of the population were immigrants, which represented 6% of the whole population, which is very little compared to earlier years and the years from now. Something to add is that these immigrants mostly came from Latin American countries and also from Asia. So the source of the immigrants also changed. With this, a lot of racism came out too, but that's another discussion. Now, we've got that about 13.7% of the population is immigrant, and this are numbers from 2019. This represents about 44.9 million people in the United States, which are immigrants, which is not a little number, but compared to the whole, you can say that they are still a minority. But from all the years before, the descendants that are now citizens came from immigrant parents.
Good evening. My name is Frida, and we're going to interview a U.S. citizen. So, what's your name?
My name is Isaiah Walter,
Where are you from?
El Paso, Texas.
Okay, so we're going to talk about immigration laws. So, what do you think about immigrants?
I think they're just people trying to escape the shit from their own countries.
Okay. Do you think immigrants come to steal jobs?
No, I think they provide a better economy.
Okay. Do you know immigrant? Do you know any immigrant?
Yes, my grandmother was actually an immigrant from Japan.
Okay. Do you think immigrants are one of the main reasons of the violence?
In the US, no. I think it's just people are stupid and do stupid shit.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Señor, ¿le podemos hacer algunas preguntas?
Claro que sí, mija, ¿qué pasó?
Disculpe, ¿cuál es su nombre?
Francisco Villalobos.
¿De dónde es usted?
Yo de Tabaco.
¿Por qué vino usted a los Estados Unidos?
Yo, pues es que fíjate que allá en Tabaco hay una pobreza bien machimba. Entonces, pues yo vine acá para buscar una mejor vida para mi familia. No, fíjate que tengo una nena bien chiquita. Pobrecita, la tengo que cuidar, ¿verdad? Uno tiene que hacerse responsable. ¿Sí?
¿Tienes familia aquí?
No, aquí no, yo me vine solo.
¿Quisiera volver usted a su país?
Primeramente yo sí, pero primero quiero ganar dinero para mi familia. O a lo mejor arreglarles después, ¿no?
Ok, ¿dónde trabaja usted?
Yo trabajo aquí en los tráileres estos.
¿Cómo fue su vida aquí en los Estados Unidos?
Aquí, pues por el momento me han tratado bien. No siento yo que haya tanta discriminación, ¿verdad? A lo mejor sí hablan de mí, pero yo no lo veo así. Yo digo que me la estoy pasando muy bonito.
¿No les
aquí.
entiende?
No, a veces no hablo mucho inglés.
¿Y le gusta más vivir aquí o allá?
Yo extraño mi casita, ¿verdad? Allá en Tabaco con mi familia, pero pues aquí está tranquilo. Aquí la gente es muy bonita, tiene bonito corazón.
Muchas gracias, señor.
Gracias, igualmente, mucho gusto.
And we're back. I thought that was pretty interesting interviews. Yeah, I do have a question for you though. What do you think? Do you think they're justified in not supporting immigration due to them stealing jobs, or?
No, I don't find an argumentably good reason to not support immigrants. I mean, immigration is a natural state of the human being. They're always gonna change position. We did it since before agriculture. We're gonna still do it now, and because there's a lot of reasons why people change where they want to live, and most of them are pretty harsh, to be honest. That's why I think it would be better to just have open arms sometimes. Because there are exceptions. We can't deny that.
I agree with you.
Yeah, but those immigrants, like how I was saying, their conditions are harsh. What do you think about the journey that they have to do to come here?
Well, I have seen some of their journeys, and their journeys seem kind of brutal in my opinion. I see that they come from places like Nicaragua, Honduras, where there's a bunch of gang violence. Basically, they're a step away.
Dictatorship.
Yeah, they're a step away from the Civil War, and I think it's kind of harsh to see them. They have to cross jungles, deserts, areas infested with disease.
Yeah, and then
they even hop on trains, risk their limbs, and just to get to a country that doesn't welcome them. And honestly, I just think that's a horrible way of life. I think we should just justify their being here, and I think we should welcome them, just like you said.
Yeah. So that's it from our part. Now we're gonna go with the conclusion.
Thank you.
Today, we have discussed some interesting topics on immigration law, such as different laws, statistics on growth populations, and my colleagues did an amazing job discussing the acceptance of immigrants and the situation they pass through. Immigration law is a topic people have to start talking about and make a change, no matter if you are Democrat or Republican. Division is not the answer. The answer is to take action. Thank you, everyone, Frida, Jose, Samuel, Saciel, and I'm Dante Calvo.
Estaba lloviendo, estaba a la orilla del río. Pasaron unos venezolanos y me dicen que por qué me voy a quedar ahí. Yo les digo que ya yo no podía más. Mis hijos estaban mojados. Cuando ya tenía 2 días para llegar a mi destino, le digo a mi esposo que se vaya él, que mi cuerpo ya no daba, que yo prefería morirme. Yo me quería morir ahí. Yo le dije, ve tú, porque yo tenía 2 niños. Y él me dice, no, Adriana, por favor. Se lo juro que tenía 5 días sin comer. Lo único que tenía en mi estómago era una avena que él me preparó, con agua del río en Posada. Ay, señora, vi gente morirse. Vi a una cubana que traía un canguro, iba a pasar el río, y ella pasa el río, pero el bebé se le sale. Y se viene a dar cuenta cuando está del otro lado del río. Imagínate, yo no quería morirme en esa selva, porque muchos se mueren, porque es de sobrevivir.